So Megyn Kelly is, she's really pathetic, I would say. She's really pathetic because there was a time in the past where she had some promise, right? Like, when she was on Fox News, she was trying to carve a path for herself as conservative like the rest of the hosts, but she would try to sprinkle in every now and then some moderation and some independence and some fairness, right? She was one of the hosts that tried to not just be a Sean Hannity, not just be, a doctrinaire down the line, Rush Limbaugh type fucking hack, right? Well, since she left there, what did she go to NBC and her show flopped over there? It didn't work out. Then I think she went online and at first she tried to still be herself where there was that like independent streak, but that didn't fucking work. So then it's like at some point she actually made a calculated decision. I am just going to be a Trump simp. I am just going to be a MAGA hack. And Trump himself, I believe, called her out on this, where he's like, soon as she started talking about me, she said, now all of a sudden she likes me and she's doing well online. Like, he sees it. He knows it. He knows who's just like, jumping on the bandwagon because that's where the views were and the eyeballs were and the support was. So she's been a bit of an embarrassment for quite a while now, if I'm being honest. But somehow the moments keep getting worse and worse and worse. Everything I see of her is like, oh my God, really? That's what you're fucking arguing about now? That's what you're saying? So she has on the disgraced Mark Halperin, and she winds up saying this about the thing that everybody acknowledges is a war crime. Mainstream media acknowledges it. Newsmax acknowledged it. There are some libertarian Republicans who acknowledge it. The Republicans are open to oversight committee hearings on this because they see that it's bad. It's literally in the textbook as the classic example of a war crime to do a double tap when there's somebody who's no threat to you whatsoever. But in comes Megyn Kelly and she says this.
So I really do kind of not only want to see them killed in the water, whether they're on the boat or in the water, but I'd really like to see them suffer. I would like Trump and Hegseth to make it last a long time so that they lose a limb and bleed out a little. Like, I'm really having a difficult time ginning up sympathy for these guys who 10 seconds earlier almost got taken out by the initial bomb, but because they managed to get ejected, a little too soon, had to be taken out in the water. I realize legally it may make a difference, but truly, Mark, this is a tough case to really gin up the sympathies of the American people.
Yeah. That is so disturbing and so disgusting, particularly because these people, there's no evidence they did anything wrong at all. Like, it is completely and utterly and flat out made up that they did anything wrong at all. So they say, oh, these are narco traffickers or narco terrorists. They've presented no evidence of that whatsoever. In fact, the evidence that we have is that they are literally just fishermen. The boats that these people are being murdered on are boats that would need to be refueled 20 times to even reach the U.S. So they're not coming to the U.S. They had no interest in going to the U.S. They're just sitting off the coast of Venezuela in the Caribbean. Some fishermen who were killed were from Trinidad and Tobago. Some were from Colombia. Some were from Venezuela. When the regime tried to make the argument, no, really, these are drug traffickers, they ended up using a picture from 2009, bro. 2009. That's how much they have nothing on these people. Literally nothing at all. And here's Megyn Kelly going, oh, I want them to hurt. I want suffer. I want pain. Why? They're fucking fishing for like mahi-mahi. They're not doing anything to anybody. They didn't bother fucking anybody. Which, by the way, let me go a step further, too. Even in a case where Trump and Hegseth were right that they were smuggling drugs, even then, the punishment is not instant murder, instant vaporization. If somebody's actually trafficking drugs, obviously what you do is you seize the ship, you board the vessel, you take the goods as evidence, and you fucking arrest them and you try them. That's what you do. That's what a civilized society does, is we have rules, we have laws, we have a process, we have a procedure, we have a way to handle these things, which is codified. But no, she fucking steps up and she's like, I love it when they fucking feel pain. I love it. Bomb a limb off, watch them bleed out, take some pleasure in that. This is like sick, psychotic, sadistic, fascist shit is what we're talking about here. And the fact that, isn't she a lawyer? Isn't she a lawyer? She's a lawyer and she can't state the obvious. But that's the thing, and that gets back to my main thesis, which is she knows better than this. She's smart. She's way, way smarter than this. She knows it's illegal. She knows they were just fishermen. And here she is playing to the audience, basically cheerleading extrajudicial murder. Not basically, definitely cheerleading extrajudicial murder. Could not be more clear, could not be more straightforward. It is absolutely positively disgusting and grotesque. And for you to sit there and fucking salivate over a sadistic murder snuff film in front of your audience of hundreds of thousands of people, that says horrific things about you. And this is what MAGA does, right? MAGA genuinely and sincerely makes people lose whatever shreds of humanity remained. It really does. When you're still talking about, build the wall and mass deportations, then you see the pictures and the videos, and like you have innocent people who've been here for decades who just work hard and pay the bills and look after their family and no criminal record whatsoever. And you see these videos of people crying and screaming and being ripped apart from their family and, shipped overseas. When you hear the story of all the people sent to CKED where they were literally raped and tortured, and they were sent there with no due process, no hearing, couldn't talk to their lawyers, couldn't talk to their family members, just arrested, immediately put on a plane and sent there. Then they get raped and tortured. And you still support all this stuff. What does that say about you? What does it say about you? You've lost all humanity. When you're supporting Donald Trump, who's fucking Epstein's best friend and was all over the Epstein emails and is definitely blackmailed by Mossad, you're supporting that guy still, even knowing those things. What does that say about you? What does it say about you when he ran as anti-war, then he bombs Iran, he bombs Yemen, he bombs Somalia, he's going to do regime change in Venezuela, he's threatening Greenland, he's threatening Panama? What does that say about you if you were like, oh yeah, I agree with him when he's saying the anti-war stuff, and I agree with him when he's doing the pro-war stuff? What does that say about you? It says you're a disgusting, pathetic, sniveling little sycophantic hack, and everybody knows you're a hack. Who can watch this and enjoy this? I mean that sincerely. Who can watch this? I mean, it's like watching like Nazi fucking prison guards fucking talk about how much they love seeing the skull and bones of the Jews who are dying in front of them. That's what this is like. Oh, I love it when you murder those innocent fishermen and we watch them bleed out and we giggle about it and we laugh about it and we say, yes, more of that, more of that. What strikes me about conservatives is they are completely and utterly incapable of putting the shoe on the other foot and understanding the golden rule and understanding that like that could be you. That could be you. Just through fucking luck and happenstance, you happen to be born as a white girl in America, but you could have easily been a Trinidadian fisherman and just happened to be out there fishing that day, and then you're done. You're done. You're dead. They killed you for no fucking reason whatsoever. And it's just, they don't know how to see themselves in other people. They don't. That's why it's the classic thing. The only time a Republican actually like changes their mind on something is when it impacts them directly. You can give them all the facts, all the data in the world, show them all the evidence in the world as to how much something is hurting this group of people. But if they don't feel it personally, they don't give a fuck. And look, the fact of the matter is that sort of thinking is primitive. That sort of thinking is like childish. That sort of thinking is idiotic. Like you're actually low IQ. You're a stupid person if you can't put yourself in somebody else's shoes and go, oh, okay, that seems bad. What if I were them? That would fucking suck. I'm against that because you're inflicting unnecessary pain and harm on these people. But no, she doesn't care. In fact, she finds it pleasurable to see these people murdered in real time. So no problem with the first bombing she has. No problem with the second bombing, the double tap, which is the textbook example of something that's a war crime. No problem with it. No problem. Because she's in her nice little comfy air-conditioned studio where she gets to run her fucking mouth all day and make, millions of dollars off that. So, if that means dehumanizing innocent people who are getting murdered by a fascist state, so be it. Fuck them. Fuck them. Loathsome, grotesque, disgusting. She should be ashamed of herself. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.